Yeah. I've been living right next to Patterson Park for about 3 years now. I've seen a whole mixed bag of things. I've seen children playing, people exercising, parties, sports, and entire communities coming together. I've also seen the underbelly, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I want to talk about. Not yet, at least. I want to show you why Patterson Park, why Baltimore, Maryland, will always be a home to me, with all the good and the sad. What would you say is your favorite time to walk in Patterson Park?
I think like sunset time. So when the sun sets, I like to go out for a walk with the dogs and just watch the sun disappear and then the moon come out.
I honestly couldn't tell you my answer. I've always disliked being asked what my favorite anything is. I'm the kind of person who sees the pros and cons of any topic. Like the mornings. Probably the most peaceful time of day. There's hardly any commotion, just neighbors walking their dogs, accomplishing their morning exercise goals. It's nice to see all the different routines people have before they go to work in the morning. Our ritual normally consists of bringing our dogs to the dog park, and you can always expect to see some neighbors who choose to ignore the various signs around the park that clearly state that all dogs must be on a leash. Yeah, for many, Patterson Park feels like a safe haven in Baltimore. Its spacious fields and naturalistic setting can make anyone believe that nothing bad could possibly happen when you're here. But if you live in Baltimore long enough, you eventually learn that anything can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. So I find it ironic that some neighbors will let their dogs run off leash in a field that's right next to the dog park, an area literally designated for those who want to let their dogs run free. When I say the words Baltimore community, what do you think of?
I think of how they care about the younger generation, like how a lot of people want to give back to the community that they grew up in.
So I think that as an artist, that's the very first thing I go to is thinking about the artist community in Baltimore and support and love and encouragement, I think are the things that come to mind.
I think what comes first and foremost is the heart of Baltimore. We're just many and varied and diverse. But when you find those people, those kind of earth angels, or those like Warren, or like so many other people I've met here in Baltimore, and you get underneath kind of the thickness, the outer shell of the city, it's just like no place I've ever been.
There's no question about it. Baltimore is not a monolithic community. How does one even begin to catalog the demographics in the city? By the color of your skin, ethnicity, the language you speak, your living situation, your age, your sexuality? It's a little hard to keep up with, but you can see all of them. They exist, especially when you visit Patterson Park. Everyone comes here to find some peace. Our neighbors, they walk around carrying their joys and their pain. They come in hopes that they can catch a break from the stress of life. We all do this from time to time, even if it's subconscious. That's where I come in. For about 2 years, I've come to this spot near the pond in Patterson Park and played music from my steel-tongued drum. It was a present from my mom for my 25th birthday, and immediately I was drawn to its healing tones. I taught myself how to play. I could tell that the sounds it made had a way of putting your mind at ease. It's soothing, zen-like. And one day, I thought that maybe if I played this music in the park, it might help people relax a bit more. I was right.
And that's kind of like one of the reasons why I moved back to the area, because I wanted to be a part of the thriving. Because a lot of people will say, Baltimore is like The Wire, Baltimore is like not good, and I definitely disagree with all of that. Like today at Patterson Park, it's such a beautiful day, and people are walking their dogs, and then I noticed the music, and I was like, "Where's this music coming from?" And that's just like one of the cool things about Baltimore, the arts, the charm, and I was just like, I just love it.
You never truly know what's going on in someone else's life, but when neighbors walk by and hear the music, you can usually tell which ones just needed to hear it. It's as if they have stepped into a moment where they can finally feel at peace, and so they just stop as long as they can. I never expect anyone to talk to me. My wish is that my music can be a gentle message to someone to say, "Hey, it's gonna be okay." Sometimes neighbors do feel curious and approach. The most common question they ask is, "What kind of instrument is that?" Mostly, neighbors just want to tell me that it's very beautiful and how they can hear it from the other side of the pond. If I'm lucky, I'll get to talk with a neighbor and they might share a story about what's going on in their life. I guess there's something about this drum that just encourages neighbors to open up. No matter how you slice it, we all carry pain, and we're all expected to ignore it by stuffing it down so we can get back to work. You can trust that I've learned from personal experience that pain needs to feel seen by its host in order to transform. My desire has always been to provide an opportunity for that to happen. When neighbors walk through the park, their minds buzzing with lists, worries, and wishes, but then they hear my music, the buzzing stops. It takes them out of the cynical cycle, and they start to notice how beautiful it is outside, how gentle the wind feels, how maybe they should probably do this more often. Enjoy things. I could sit here and talk about all the systemic issues that exist in the city of Baltimore, but I think we're all aware, to a certain degree. It looms over us daily, and we bring it to the park. Instead, I am sitting here with a different message. You can find peace, and you definitely should, because it is in peace that we can find hope, and with hope we gain the courage to embrace these issues and choose to make a positive difference. So, if you ever find yourself in Patterson Park, I hope you can find some peace. It is my home. Everyone here is my neighbor. Maybe if you hear my music, you'll come and say hi. But I can't guarantee a specific time when I'm here, though. I usually play when I feel needed.